In this series we go through things you might not know from the Transformers live action franchise. Did you know Nitro Zeus is listed in the end credits of Michael Bay's 2022 movie Ambulance? Decepticon Nitro Zeus, who appeared in the 5th installment of Transformers, is also the name of Michael Bay's dog. Michael Bay owns 3 English Mastiffs, of which 2 are named after Transformers, one being named Bumblebee and the other is Nitro Zeus. Nitro Zeus the dog makes a short cameo in Bay's action-packed Ambulance, with the name even being listed in the credits. Did you know John Turturro attempted to voice Jetfire in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen? In the DVD commentary for Revenge of the Fallen, Michael Bay confirms that after dozens of voice actors tried to voice Jetfire, John Turturro, who plays Agent Simmons, decided he would audition for the role of the Decepticon turned Autobot. Here's what Michael Bay said.
It took so many voice actors to go through. We had so many well-known voice actors come in and try a spin at it. Even John Turturro did a spin at him as playing a Southern Baptist preacher. But it was great, but it just sounded just too much like John Turturro.
In the end, Bay went against Turturro's Southern Baptist preacher approach and optioned for a non-voice actor altogether, using a script reader in Mark Ryan.
I used this guy Mark Ryan, who I used on the first movie, as just basically one of the actors that was on the set reading Optimus or Ironhide, Ratchet, whatever. He was just reading it with off camera for the actors to play off of. And he's not really a voice actor, and I called him in just to do a temp for Jetfire, and it was something that it started to grow on me. And after I think we looked at over 150 voice actors for this role. Everyone playing it from a very highfalutin English person to just very Scottish, very British, very. It just, what I like about Mark Ryan is it sounds like he's a guy from the other side of the tracks.
Did you know Mohawk has gold Decepticon braces? Mohawk's design is based on illustrations of assassins that Michael Bay found. These illustrations had pictures of characters with spray paint tattoos and arrows sticking out of their arms. Bay had the idea that this group of Decepticons who had been bored and doing bad things would start to decorate themselves. The design of Mohawk has a ton of these aspects. The gold braces were clearly visible in Transformers The Last Night, but what you might not have noticed is they included an engraved Decepticon insignia. These braces were described as a challenge in terms of getting facial expressions right, with the design team not wanting them to impact Mohawk's performance when trying to smile, opening his mouth, or trying to talk. Did you know the Nemesis Spaceship is shown in Transformers Revenge of the Fallen? In Transformers mythology, the Nemesis is the flagship of the Decepticon fleet and a legendary Decepticon warship. It's most famously known for being the Decepticon ship which ambushed and shot down the Autobot Ark. Now if you blinked, you might have missed it, but there is a brief look of the Nemesis from the outside moments after Megatron has been revived. The majority of the scene featuring the Nemesis is spent inside the ship, with the interior being described by Bay as organic. Did you know Shia LaBeouf wasn't allowed to cut his hair when filming Transformers? In the DVD commentary for Transformers 2007, Michael Bay has described his dislike for Shia's hair. Bay disliked it so much that he even had discussions with LaBeouf about doing something with it in the early stages of filming. In Bay's opinion, Shia's hair didn't look cool and contemplated cutting it, but he wasn't allowed, as at the time Shia was still filming the 2007 psychological thriller Disturbia. Did you know the story for Transformers The Last Night came from 2 separate Transformers movies created from the Transformers writers' room? When revisiting Transformers, Michael Bay and his crew constantly ask themselves if they have enough ground for a new movie, and if the mythology will let them go further. These conversations resulted in Bay creating the Transformers writers' room, in which the crew gathered a bunch of writers together, educated them on the franchise, and explored areas from the mythology. From the writers, 2 groups touched areas which Bay and the crew found interesting. One was Art Markham and Matt Holloway's idea of Transformers Operation Skyfire, a movie which would try and solve one of the greatest mysteries of World War II. The second idea was Transformers Night by Ken Nolan, which was set during the Dark Ages and focused on English history, the life of Merlin before he met King Arthur, and transforming beings that came from Cybertron.
I got a call that said, would you want to write Transformers 5 with Matt Holloway and Art Markham? And I said yes.
Both these ideas were pitched to Michael Bay and Steven Spielberg, and subsequently the scripts were merged together to create the secret history of Transformers. So there you have it. That was some things you might not know about the Transformers live action series. I hope you enjoyed the video and maybe learnt something new. If you did, why not drop us a like and also leave us a comment of any interesting facts or secrets that you might know about the live action franchise.